process of making a sore muscle massage butter or a massage cream, a pain relieving cream, whatever it is that you want to call it. It's been requested a few times by several people who have used and really like my magnesium butter and my magnesium oil. So this is going to be really quick, you guys. It's just a matter of getting my oils and herbs to start the infusing process, which is going to take a couple of months. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to take a camphor. I have an entire container here of camphor tablets. It's harder these days than it was years and years ago to find this in a powdered form. You used to be able to get it into a powdered form, but inevitably it would clump back up anyways. So the very first thing you want to do is take one of these camphor tablets and stick it in your mortar and pestle, and we're going to start macerating this down. That's a necessary part. You can't just put this into your oil and think that it's going to dissolve it nicely. So you want to give it a good maceration. Okay, and the next thing we want to do is start adding a little bit of oil to this, and I'm using avocado oil. It looks like it's kind of grainy inside the bottle because I keep my opened containers in my refrigerator here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of avocado oil, and I'm going to continue to macerate. It's important not to skip this step because we don't really want all of this to be grainy and clumpy and lumpy. And by the way, each one of those little tablets, like I get them in a big box and it comes in, this one's already opened, but it comes in little packages like this. This is one order. It comes in little packages and it has 4 of these little tablets of camphor. And so one of those little tablets, like you just saw me put in there, weighs 0.2 ounces. All right, keep going with the maceration. Just a little bit more. I choose to use avocado oil rather than olive oil because in my personal experience, as far as this particular product is concerned, the shelf life is a little bit longer. It's more sustainable. It doesn't go rancid as fast as an olive oil infusion. Now you can do this the quick and easy way, which is perfectly fine too. No reason not to. Putting everything into your mason jar, put all your herbs, fill it with your oil, stick that in a hot water bath, let that go on a low crock pot setting. And there's nothing wrong with doing it that way either. And sometimes I do that with a lot of other things. In this particular formula, because this is meant to be a pain relieving butter, cream, I choose to do it the long way. I choose to infuse doing it the long way. All right, so now that we have everything pretty much macerated down in here, you can continue to smush it with your spatula. We're just going to go ahead and put that right inside of our mason jar. Okay, so that is step number 1. We have that down in here now. Step 2 is we're going to take a whole bunch of herbs and get them in here. Okay, so the next step, after we have gone ahead and put our camphor powder, we've macerated that, we've added some oil and continued to macerate it. Now we're going to start adding all of our herbs into here. So I'm going to tell you what they all are. Every one of these is 2 tablespoons with the exception of the red pepper flakes and the turmeric. I choose to use the red pepper flakes as opposed to the regular cayenne powder, just because it's easier to strain in the end product. But if you are going to be using the powder, make sure you're getting at least 90,000 heat units for it to be effective. Okay, so here we are with our herbs. First we have arnica flowers, which by the way, this smells very, very sweet. It's quite lovely, you guys. I really enjoy it. I smell it all the time. Okay, so arnica flowers into the pool. Then we have black cohosh. All of these herbs were chosen for their analgesic effects. All right, so we've got our black cohosh. Next, comfrey root. Again, 2 tablespoons of every one of these until I get to the red pepper flakes. After the comfrey comes the lemongrass. Next, we're going to put in peppermint leaves. If you guys don't have all of these herbs and you only have some of them or a couple of them, it's perfectly fine. I just happen to have all of these herbs because I was heavily into herbs when I first started my journey over 21 years ago. So I still have all of these herbs tightly sealed in all their mason jars down in the basement of the facility. Anyways, okay, next after the peppermint, we're going to put in some rosemary. After the rosemary comes St. John's wort. And then after that, we've got some willow bark. Again, everything that I have put in here so far has been 2 tablespoons. Now we're going to get to the red pepper flakes. I only have a half a tablespoon of the red pepper flakes. And lastly, we're going to put in some turmeric powder, 1/4 teaspoon. All right, that is that. Give it a little mix around. All right, let's put our oil in here now. Again, I use avocado oil. You can use whatever you'd like. I just find that there's a lot more staying power with avocado oil as opposed to olive oil. All right, let's start filling our vessel here with some oil. I'm going to put roughly about, well, between 10 to 12 ounces in this one, because at the end of all of this, in a couple of months, I'm going to be needing roughly about 7 or 8 ounces of this infused oil. And once you take all of your matter, your plant matter out of here, I'm at 11 ounces now. 1 more ounce. There we go. We're getting there. There you go. That's a good 12 ounces. Once you take all your plant matter out of here, you know, you're not going to have as much as you started off with. All right, let's get in here and give this a good mix. Oh my. If you guys have never done infusions with your oils or even made your herbal teas, do it. I'm not kidding you. The smell alone is intoxicating, but then the medicinal benefits that come from these plants is just indescribable. If you guys have watched my other videos, well, actually it's only in my members section with my magnesium butter and my magnesium oil. I can't even tell you how many people that has been helping with their pain issues, restless leg syndrome, muscle, joint spasms, aches and pains, all different kinds of things. I have countless testimonials. So what we're doing right here is we're just going to be infusing our oils. I'm going to let this sit for at least 6 weeks. Most likely this is going to be an 8-week process, a 2-month process. So I'm doing this now. This is going to be put up on my members section. Once we get to the point of actually making the product itself, that's going to be in the members section of my channel, which you can join for only $6.99. But for those of you that already are members and you would like to try this at home for yourself, start with this process now by making your infusion with all of your herbs into your whatever chosen oil that you want to. Cover this up really tightly, stick it in a dark, cool place, and just let it sit. Every once in a while, I'll go down and give it a good shake. Okay, so that's actually going to do it for this portion of the video. It's just a matter of getting our camphor powder in here, all of our herbs with our oil and letting it sit. The finished product is going to be including some MSM powder, as well as menthol crystals and a whole slurry of really good essential oils to make this pain relieving muscle balm. Okay, so do this, you guys. Start this process now, so in a couple of months when we are all ready to go, you guys can follow along with me. Okay, so we meet again. Be kind and stay humble. Make your own good decisions.